Well, hello there, folks. Looking for a cookie that's simply criminally delicious? Then grab yourself a box of the all-new Crime Scene Cream Betweens.
Each one features 2 rich chocolate wafers wrapped around a suspiciously smooth cream center that's guaranteed to disappear faster than the evidence.
Crime Scene Cream Betweens, cookies sweet as they can be. Twist 'em, stack 'em, dump 'em too. They're the perfect treat for you.
So whether you twist them, stack them, or dunk them in a nice cold glass of milk, you'll be coming back to the scene of the crime for more.
Crime Scene Cream Betweens, they're criminally good. One little bite and you'll know why they're the best in the neighborhood.
Crime Scene Cream Betweens, because every great snack deserves a criminal record.
Crime Scene Cream Betweens.
Before we begin tonight's episode, we need to give a quick but important warning. This podcast covers real crimes and real victims. Because of that, this episode may contain graphic discussions of violence, sexual assault, abuse, murder, and crimes against children. Some listeners may find the content disturbing or emotionally difficult to hear. Please take care of yourself while listening. Make sure you're in the right headspace before continuing, and know that it's always okay to pause the episode, skip it entirely, or come back another time. Your mental well-being will always matter more than the show. Listener discretion is strongly advised. And now, here's Becca.
Before we jump back in, let's just take a minute to catch everybody up. This story began on April 28th, 1979, when 12-year-old Christina White rode her bicycle to a friend's house in Asotin, Washington. She called home to tell her mom she wasn't feeling well and was heading back. She never made it home. Neither Christina nor her bicycle has ever been found. Just over 2 years later, in June of 1981, 22-year-old Kristen David disappeared while riding her bike through the Lewiston-Clarkston Valley. Days later, portions of her remains were discovered along the Snake River. Her bicycle was never recovered either. Then came September of 1982. 18-year-old Brandy Miller and 21-year-old Christina Nelson walked to Safeway one evening and vanished together. Nearly 2 years later, their remains were found in a remote area outside of Kendrick, Idaho. Just one day after the 2 women disappeared, 35-year-old Stephen Purcell left the Lewiston Civic Theater and was never seen again. Like Christina, he's never been found. For years, these investigations were worked separately. Different victims, different case files, different detectives. But over time, investigators began noticing enough similarities that they became convinced they weren't looking for 4 separate tragedies. They were looking at one offender operating over several years throughout the Lewis-Clark Valley. Much of the investigation eventually centered on one man whose name surfaced repeatedly across multiple cases. Detectives spent years interviewing him, reviewing his history, comparing timelines, and following leads connected to him. Despite decades of investigation, however, no one has ever been charged in connection with these crimes. Today, the disappearances of Christina White and Stephen Purcell, along with the murders of Kristen David, Christina Nelson, and Brandy Miller, remain among the Pacific Northwest's most enduring unsolved cases. And that's where we pick the story back up. welcome back in.
Welcome back to our humble little show. We're glad to have you.
Yeah, we are.
This episode's going to be out late.
That's okay.
Because, fucking things happen.
Exactly.
And just when you think we got it licked,
something else.
Fucking technology.
I'm
fucking whatever, though.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
We're
is what
here.
it is. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a little late. It's still coming out on Sunday. So if you're listening to this on Sunday, we're sorry.
And thank you.
Just keep listening.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We
Swear to
appreciate
God,
it.
we'll get better. We really will.
Yeah, we're trying. We're a work in progress. And you know what? I really like that about this.
Yeah. So where are we at with things? It's been a week. The fucking smoke, man. The fucking goddamn smoke. Thank God it's cleared off today.
Yes.
I couldn't take another day of it. I really couldn't.
No, it was messing with a lot of people physically. Just, it was gross.
It was very thick.
Yeah.
And the worst part is that it was blowing in from Canada. You know what I mean? Like none of that was ours. None of that shit was ours.
No, for once.
Yeah, which is fucking weird. It usually is ours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So there, yeah.
You know what? I'm just going to mention this briefly because, again, I fucking hate politics.
Mm-hmm.
But I did see that some Pacific Northwest lawmakers were very angry and they were calling Canada and being
Canada?
like, get your fucking fires under control.
Are you
do something about the smoke blowing over the border.
Jesus.
This is fucking true. This is true.
No. Oh my God.
I don't remember Canada ever fucking bitching about fucking our smoke going up that way. You know what I mean?
They sent down people to help with our fires.
Exactly.
Did we send people up there? I have no idea.
No.
We're selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that. God,
It's
Lord.
like fucking inconveniencing us on so many levels that our representatives are like, yeah, would you do something about your smoke there, Canada?
Oh my God.
I bet you turn on a fan, Canada. Can you do something about your smoke, Canada? Get out there with the shovel and a bucket. like they can just go do shit. You know what I mean?
No. God. Way to go being petty United States. Way to go. Jesus.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. Anyway.
And then fucking what else? What else was I going to say? Oh, and we never, I did mention in the show last week that we were going to try to get down to the Lewis and Clark Valley to do a little poking around of our own. But again, the smoke.
Oh my God, there was no way you could be outside.
There was no fucking way we were going to make it down there this weekend with the smoke being as bad as it was.
No, chewing the air is not my favorite thing to do.
Yeah. No, we will table that for now.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny that you say that because there was an old dude. I was passing him going into Safeway. And as I passed him, he goes, "You wouldn't happen to have any ketchup packets for all this air I'm chewing on, would you?" I was like, fuck, that's a good one, dude.
That was great. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
I was like, nah.
But you got mustard packets. Yeah.
Sorry, dude. Ner. It's a big fat ner. Ner on the ketchup.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
So that's been the week.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah. I don't know. I needed to fix some shit with this episode. I didn't like the way it was reading on this final one. So
yeah, that's
it was
okay.
getting too repetitive. So quick little fix, and now we're at it. So
yeah,
let's just jump right in. Yeah.
Yeah.
This will be probably a little bit longer than the last two, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
But it's the last one.
Yeah.
For Lewis and Clark Valley.
Yeah.
I mean, at least with these cases. Yeah. Far from the last one in that area, let me tell you that.
Oh, my word.
There's some shit happening down there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that could be the t-shirt for the PNW. There's some shit happening up there. People that live in the South that maybe listen to the show, they need a t-shirt that says, for the PNW True Crime. There's some shit going on up there.
It'll have an outline of a shovel.
There you go. Fucking map.
Oh, good Lord.
All right, so but there's so much shit going on in this one.
Yeah, there's
so
a lot.
much shit. You know what I mean? Like
There's a lot.
2 people who have never been found.
Mm-hmm.
2 people who have been found.
Yeah.
And not in good ways. And another who has been found dismembered in a fucking river.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
So we're all the way up to the mid 1990s now with this.
And we started back in 1979.
The 79, yeah. The 79. The 70s, particularly in 1979.
Yeah.
And now we're up to the mid 1990s.
So
yeah.
So much time.
Right. And by this point,
Mm-hmm.
Investigators have really reached a point where they hadn't been at when Christina White first disappeared.
Yeah, correct.
And for years, each one of these cases has kind of lived its own life and had its own file. Because Christina White is one investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Kristen David was another.
Mm-hmm.
Christina Nelson and Brandy Miller shared a case after their bodies were found near Kendrick, Idaho.
Right.
And Stephen, of course, his disappearance is its own investigation as well.
Mm-hmm. And not to mention the toddler that just disappeared.
Right, yeah. Now, I will mention, because I actually don't get back into that, and I know there's going to be some people who are like, well, what about the little boy?
Yeah.
I mentioned him at the beginning because it looked like he was maybe connected to this thing.
Oh, yeah.
But he's not.
Oh, okay.
They figure out pretty quickly that it is just an unfortunate thing.
Oh.
That I'm not going to get too far into because it's going to be another case, actually.
Holy,
that
you're
we
not
cover.
kidding when you say there's a lot of shit happening.
Yeah. So, a case
So we're going to put a pin
or
into that
two
one.
down the road, a couple weeks from now, I'm going to be like, so you remember the toddler we talked about in the Lewis and Clark Valley murders?
Okay, that means a lot to.
We're going back to that.
Okay.
So
in the meantime,
it garners its own episode.
Wow.
And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. So now we've got all these other individuals.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have all these things all separate. But really, the longer that the detectives worked on these files, the harder it kind of becomes to treat them as separate events. So they started doing something that, of course, seems simple now, but it took years to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of reading one file from the beginning to the end before moving to the next, they kind of laid them out side by side.
Oh, okay.
And they started looking at dates and names and places and witness interviews and search reports and timelines. And they wanted to know whether the same people kept appearing. Okay.
Yeah.
And whether the same location surfaced more than once, whether something that looked insignificant back in 1979 meant something kind of different after everything that happened in 1981 and 1982.
Mm-hmm.
And, as they kind of start working through these files, one thing becomes increasingly difficult to ignore, and that's that some of the same names continue appearing over and over again.
Okay.
And one of those names was Lance Voss.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
There was a guy that worked in the theater with Stephen, right?
That's him.
Huh.
Now, they already knew him because of Stephen's investigation.
Mm-hmm.
He had worked with Stephen at the Lewiston Civic Theater.
Yeah.
He admitted to being at the theater during the evening Stephen disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
And he had provided investigators with an account of his activities that night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then they reopened Christina White's file. And there's Lance again.
What?
I know, right?
Oh. Wait.
So back in April of 1979, Christina had ridden her white 10-speed bike, which we know, over to Patricia Brennan's house to visit Patricia's daughter, Rose.
Yeah.
While she was there, I believe they were going to a county fair.
Yes.
hanging out.
Mhm.
Christina started not feeling well. She goes back to Rose's house to use the phone,
Mhm.
calls her mother to say that she's not feeling well and was going to be heading home.
Mhm.
And of course, that phone call is the last confirmed contact anybody has had with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, the reason that Lance appears in this file
Mhm.
is because he was at the Brennan house the afternoon that Christina disappeared.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Right? Ask me why.
Yeah, why was he there? You guys see the look on my face like, what? Why?
So this guy who
Mhm.
used to work with Steven
Yes.
back in the day was Patricia Brennan's boyfriend.
Rose's mom's. Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And they later would get married. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So Lance acknowledges that he was at the Brennan house the afternoon.
Mhm.
Says he remembers seeing Christina there.
Okay.
So they're able to establish that much.
Yeah.
But what they have never been able to establish is what happened next. There's nobody that can say for certain that she left.
Right.
No one can say they saw her get back on her bicycle. No one can place her anywhere after that final phone call.
Oh, yeah.
So the gap there has existed from the first day of the investigation,
Mhm.
and it still hasn't been filled.
No.
So as they start doing all this, and let me tell you, because I told you in the last episode about Jackie Nichols.
Yes.
And this is her doing. She is the detective who, this is her white whale. She's like, it's too weird. Can't let it go.
Yeah.
She's the one that is driving this new theory that's going to kind of be the center of this episode, in that Lance, is involved in all this shit.
Okay. So this is something that she's.
Yeah. So Jackie's like, this
Okay.
is not 5 fucking separate things. This is all one thing.
Uh-huh.
This is all one thing. Okay. So yeah, as they compare her disappearance with the investigations into these other people,
Mm-hmm.
They're not trying to force these cases together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you don't do that. Yeah, they're just comparing.
Right. All they're doing right now is they're kind of asking a real simple question, which is, were the same people, places, and timelines showing up often enough that they deserved another look?
Oh, okay. That makes perfect
Right?
sense. Yeah.
Now, for a lot of the shit that was in there, the answer was no.
Okay.
But for Lance Voss, the answer was fucking definitely yes. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean that they have, proved that he's committed a crime or anything.
No, just.
All it means is that his name continues appearing in places detectives cannot ignore.
Okay.
So they keep digging.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, once they kind of realize that Christina White's disappearance can't be really viewed in isolation anymore, they really go back and start really fucking, looking at this timeline. So they go all the way back to the beginning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not really to prove that someone or something had, really been overlooked, but to understand whether the investigation itself had unfolded differently than it would have if detectives had known then what they know now.
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. Because when Christina disappeared in 1979, her fucking family knew almost immediately something was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't a child who had a habit of running away. She wasn't known for disappearing without telling anyone where she was going.
Correct.
In fact, she had called home
to say, hey, I don't feel good.
And said she didn't feel good and that she would be coming home.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So she would have been home within minutes.
Yeah.
But when those minutes turn into hours, her family knows something's not right.
Yeah.
Also, early in the investigation, one of the possibilities being considered was that Christina had left voluntarily.
Like she just decided, I'm done with being here.
Right. Now, part of that, of course, was circumstance. The Stoughton County Sheriff was out of town when Christina disappeared.
That's right. I forgot.
And by the time he returned, investigators were still trying to determine whether they were dealing with a missing child or a runaway.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time.
Yeah. So, of course, now her family never accepted that explanation at all.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing about that afternoon suggested that this 12-year-old girl was planning to leave her life behind.
Right. I can't think of any 12-year-old that would just be like, see ya.
Yeah. So all these years later, they kind of look back at those first few days with this new perspective.
Okay.
Because knowing what had happened to Kristen David, dismembered.
Yeah.
Fucking never found her left leg. Knowing what happened to Christina Nelson and Brandy Miller. And knowing that Stephen has, essentially vanished without a trace.
Correct.
They can't really help but ask whether the first critical hours in Christina's case might have unfolded differently if they had recognized the possibility of an abduction immediately.
Gotcha. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So one question they kept asking repeatedly is, why hadn't every location connected to Christina's final known movements been examined as thoroughly as investigators might examine them today?
Oh, because there was still that possibility of what if she just ran away?
Now, of course, time has made answering that question almost impossible.
Right.
Because homes have changed.
Yeah.
Properties have changed hands. Witnesses have moved away. And essentially memories that had once been fresh are faded. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you can't recall the fine detail. Yeah, no.
Now, whatever physical evidence may have existed during those first days in 1979 is far less likely to survive years later.
Oh, true.
But even so, they continued reviewing every report from those early days. And when I say they, I really mean this Jackie Nichols. I called her an ace, and God bless these detectives who refuse to fucking give up.
Right. Sink their teeth.
And they're like, no, fucking, I've got a hunch. There's something fucking weird here. Feel it. This isn't fucking normal. There's too many fucking shits that's overlapping.
Right.
Too many coincidences.
It doesn't feel right. So let's keep digging. Yeah.
So
good for you, Jackie.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like she could very well be laying out there somewhere still.
Yeah.
Because it's in it was her whole thing. It was so poorly searched.
Oh yeah.
So poorly searched.
And it's a huge,
even to this day, nobody has ever gone out there and really tried to fucking find this bicycle or this fucking girl's remains.
That kind of breaks my heart a little bit.
Which is, a lot of the reason why I kind of want to go down there.
Yeah. Take a little field trip. Yeah. You never know.
Doesn't fucking matter if it's hard. This story's not fucking over. It's not closed until we fucking find out what happened to this fucking little girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we do this podcast.
Yes, it is.
We're a voice for the voiceless. She can't fucking be like, yo,
this
dude fucking did it.
No, she can't tell us that.
But you know what I mean? Like, there is evidence somewhere. There fucking
bicycle.
is.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the bicycle's out there somewhere.
Yeah, that's the part that gets me the most. Like, how could you not find the bicycle?
Yeah. So, they revisit her final phone call. They review witnesses again. They look at everything.
Yeah.
And, of course, they return to one piece of evidence that continues to bother them and also me, which is her bicycle.
Yeah.
And no one knows where the fuck it is. And really the only physical evidence known to have surfaced after her disappearance is a collection of school papers that were later found in that farmer's field.
Oh, that's right.
So beyond that, the trail just simply ends.
Kind of vanishes.
Which is, is really one of the most frustrating aspects of Christina's case.
Yeah.
We could follow her right to the Brennan house. We can document the phone call to her mother. And then after that, there's nothing. There is nothing. Nobody even ever sees her leave the house.
That's kind of creepy. And sad.
So all we have is a timeline that, or all they have right now is this timeline that at this point, it's more than a decade later.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been stopped in exactly the same place since April 28th, 1979.
Yeah.
So now, of course, I mentioned that they're kind of starting to look at this like, hey, these might be connected.
Mm-hmm.
And, they start really considering that, what if we're not working 5 investigations? What if we're working 1 and we just didn't really realize it?
Mm-hmm.
And, that's not something they even fucking, that's not a conclusion they're ever going to reach overnight.
No.
It came after years of comparing notes and shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They looked at everything.
And that takes time. It takes a lot of time.
So there's places where these lines in the investigation begin to overlap.
Mm-hmm.
The victims disappeared within a relatively small geographic area.
Yeah.
Some vanished without witnesses, and in 2 cases, the victims have never been found.
Yeah.
So, the investigations produced recurring names, recurring locations, and timelines that they believe deserve to be examined together rather than separately.
Okay.
So by 1995, we're up to 1995, just 5 years short of 2000 now.
That's so crazy.
So by 1995, they were ready to say publicly what years of investigative work had led them to believe. And Jackie Nichols and Captain Dwayne Ayler of the Lewiston Police Department told reporters investigators were 99.9% certain that the disappearances and murders were connected and that they believed one person was responsible.
Wow.
Now, you can imagine that statement attracted a lot of attention throughout the Lewis and Clark Valley.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm also going to say we call it the Lewis-Clark Valley, but the towns are Lewiston and Clarkston.
Yes.
Because they have no fucking imagination.
Well, these 2 men came around. Yeah,
who do you say came through here? Lewis and Clark? What do you want to name it? Louisville and Clarkville? No. Lewiston and Clarkston. Meeting adjourned.
Probably went something like that.
It was that quick.
But you stay over here on this side of the river and we're going to the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It just depended on which one of them liked the other state the most, I guess, right?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Lewis loved Idaho.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. But for these families, it's the first time law enforcement is publicly acknowledging
what happened.
Kind of what a lot of them are, really starting to suspect themselves.
Yeah. Something that's been kind of whispered in the dark, and now it's being brought to light.
Now, the reason they did this served an entirely different purpose. They were hoping that someone who had stayed silent for years might finally come forward. Because that's exactly what happens sometimes in long-term investigations. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Relationships change, people move away, friendships end.
Right.
Someone who refused to speak in 1982 may feel very differently about it in 1995.
Yeah, they could be more confident and something that they saw.
So after this press release, it they got exactly what they wanted, and new tips began coming in.
Oh, good.
Of which they documented every single one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And of course, some of them contained information that they had never heard before. Others, repeated stories that were already sitting in the files.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the tips led detectives back to witnesses that they had already interviewed years earlier.
Oh.
Other tips couldn't be confirmed at all, but essentially every tip was evaluated anyway.
Yeah, yeah. That's good.
Yeah. But despite the renewed interest, the problem, kind of persisted exactly the same.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah. Now, of course, they believed that they understood far more about what happened than they did back then. But of course, believing it and proving it in court are two very different things, as we know.
Yes, we've kind of documented that.
Yeah. So, and I mean, when I say that this detective, Jackie Nichols, inherited this investigation, you know what I mean? Like, this isn't just a single cold case.
No, you're looking at
it
5.
is decades of work.
Yeah.
It is tens of thousands of pages, all this stuff.
Yeah. It's not like on a compressed little zip file. You've got boxes and upon boxes of paperwork.
Yeah. So, while Jackie is like really diving in all this shit, right? She kind of developed an important relationship with someone who knew these cases almost as well as anyone in law enforcement. And that someone was Christina White's older sister, Gloria Boberts.
Oh.
Boberts. And, unlike the detectives that were assigned to that case, Gloria has never moved on to another assignment. And for years, she's collected newspaper articles, organized timelines, requested public records, and she's kept track of developments surrounding not only Christina's disappearance, but the other Lewis and Clark Valley cases as well.
Wow. Dedication.
Yeah. Now, she was doing this not because she was conducting any kind of investigation. She wasn't at all. The only thing she was trying to do was make sure that her sister wasn't forgotten.
Oh, that breaks my heart.
Yeah. But Detective Jackie Nichols recognized the value in the work that she had already done. So they were able to compare timelines, discuss records, and really make sure that dates, names, and documented events actually lined up before they were able to move on to the next question.
Oh, that's huge.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and no part of her thought that any of this was anything but one giant fucking connected thing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, she was convinced herself that she was looking at one long story that began when a 12-year-old girl climbed onto her white bicycle and disappeared in April of 1979. And somewhere inside the story, she believed was the explanation that they've been looking for.
So something in there, she felt like if she were to go back through it again, slower, maybe, so to speak, not be rushed through anything, but to really have a chance to look at it. That's awesome.
Yeah. So she really went digging too. And she started pulling everything she could legally obtain on Mr. Lance Voss. Employment records, marriage records, property records, any military records that were available. Anything that could establish where Lance Voss had lived, where he'd worked, who he was connected to, and how those documented facts lined up with the investigations that she is now working.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Now, as, she gets these records coming together, a really clear picture of his life begins to emerge.
Mm-hmm.
He had served in the United States Navy before returning to the Lewis and Clark Valley.
Okay.
I mentioned that he later marries Patricia Brennan.
Mm-hmm.
And over the years, he held a variety of jobs and became involved with the Lewiston Civic Theater, placing him in locations investigators had already spent years examining.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she's not collecting these records because they prove any kind of crime, because of course they don't.
No.
She's collecting them because every verified record removes another unanswered question.
Yes.
So, if an employment record placed someone at work, she wanted to know it.
Yeah.
If a property record confirmed where someone lived during a particular year, she wanted that documented too.
Mm-hmm.
And her goal wasn't to build a theory. It was to build a timeline supported by records instead of assumptions.
Oh, that's sound. That's
right?
solid. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as it kind of expanded, she's reviewing incidents from outside the Lewis Clark Valley that investigators had obtained over the years.
Mm.
One came from California.
Okay.
And according to police and court records, Lance had been arrested after entering a mortuary after business hours without permission.
Mm.
Now, officers reported finding him inside carrying a flashlight, a knife, and a camera. Right. Yeah. Now, what are you doing in there with all those fucking weird things, Lance? You fucking creepy fucking creep.
Ew.
So, but the case resulted in a conviction for trespassing only.
Oh, I can see that.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, you didn't really. Okay. Yeah. Draw your own conclusions.
Yuck.
But she added those records to the file, just like she did with everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And not because they explain anything that happened to Christina or Kristen David's murder.
Mm-mm.
Or, they didn't account for his Stephen's disappearance.
No.
They're just part of his documented history.
Yeah, exactly. Correct.
And they want this documented history in the fucking file.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Now, Gloria Bobbers also contained contributing information that she'd uncovered throughout years of independent research.
Mm-hmm.
And while looking into Lance's early life, Gloria learned he'd grown up in Chicago's Austin neighborhood.
Oh, okay.
And during that research, she came across the unsolved 1963 murder of 11-year-old Diane Taylor.
What?
Now, she's like, okay, this is weird.
Yeah.
And as she digs deeper, she finds archived reporting indicating that Lance had attended the same YMCA as Diane and had served as counselor at the YMCA camp that she attended.
Oh my God.
Right. Now, again, very, very circumstantial.
Yeah.
But again, it puts this dude...
It's unsettling.
In the atmosphere of one of these fucking victims again.
Right?
Yeah,
that's kind of hard to...
Now.
Stomach.
Once... Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit, I happened to work with that dude that got murdered. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's a huge coincidence.
Yeah.
You fucking happened to work with the dude that got murdered and you knew two girls that fucking disappeared and were later fucking found. Okay.
Small town.
It's a stretch, but
right.
but
Small
sure,
town. Okay.
maybe.
Right.
Small town, possible. Everybody knows everybody.
Right.
But a fucking third, a fourth, a fucking fifth time, you know what I mean? Like this dude is in these
Alarm
fucking
bells.
people's fucking...
Yeah.
He's
Why
in
are
their
you in those
fucking
circles?
Yeah.
Why?
He's all up in their orbit, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird, right?
It's
not a good look, Steve. There, fucking Lance. It's not a fucking good look.
No, it's not. My face is looking a little disgusted at this news.
So, of course, she forwards that information to investigators, who in turn shared it with law enforcement in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's really, really it's important to be absolutely crystal clear here. I am not saying that law enforcement has ever publicly identified Lance Voss as a suspect in Diane Taylor's murder. He's never been charged in connection with anything in that case. As far as I know, he's never been interviewed.
Correct.
The problem is it's another lead to document. And it doesn't, and again, it doesn't fucking look good for this dude.
No.
You know what I mean? Like it's documented fact now. And it's not like nobody's jumping to conclusions.
Right. Correct.
So.
My God.
Yeah. So by now, of course, we're stretching really far beyond the Lewis and Clark Valley.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We've got multiple states, multiple agencies, and decades of work involved in this now.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So much.
Right?
Yeah.
So, of course, suspicion isn't proof.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
They've spent years comparing interviews, doing all this shit. And, all this work you're doing has brought them back to many of the same people more than once.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people have been interviewed more than once in this case.
Oh, yeah.
But nobody more than Lance Voss.
He's sticking out a little bit like a sore thumb for them.
Which naturally raises a question, you know what I mean? Because if they keep coming back to the same person, why the fuck wasn't anyone ever arrested?
That's a really great question.
Yeah. But I said it, suspicion is not proof.
True, and it's not a TV show.
The investigators, they're allowed to be as suspicious as they want.
Absolutely.
They're allowed to develop theories. They're allowed to focus on people whose names continue appearing throughout an investigation.
Yeah.
But what they aren't allowed to do is arrest someone because the circumstances seem compelling.
Correct.
They need to have evidence.
Correct. Yes.
Evidence that can survive a defense attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Evidence that can survive cross-examination.
Mm-hmm.
Really evidence that a jury can rely on beyond a reasonable doubt. Which is why we have that phrase.
Yes. Can you find your peer? Yep.
So, of course, as they continue building this case, they really believe that they're seeing this pattern.
Okay. Yeah, that would be hard to ignore. Mm-hmm.
Lance has acknowledged being at the Brennan house the afternoon Christina has disappeared.
Yeah, he said that he saw her there. Yeah.
His name later resurfaces during Stephen Purcell's investigation because the two worked together at the Lewiston Civic Theater.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So detectives, they document additional interviews with him over the year.
Mm-hmm.
He declined a polygraph examination after retaining an attorney during the Christina White investigation. Which is, of course, a decision that has been consistently reported in public accounts of this case. Because what do you need a lawyer for? If you didn't do anything wrong, like you were saying. But, also, if you didn't do anything wrong, like you were saying, and they won't leave you the fuck alone,
then
maybe get a lawyer.
Yep. I feel like I'm done with you guys. This is borderline harassment.
Right?
Yeah.
So, he declines the polygraph.
Mm-hmm.
And years later, they also administered a voice stress analysis.
Oh, what's that?
And according to published reports, investigators interpreted the results as indicating deceptive responses.
Huh.
Now, again, none of those things prove that he committed a crime.
Correct.
Declining a polygraph isn't evidence of guilt.
Nope.
And likewise, voice stress analysis has not achieved the same scientific acceptance as other validated forensic methods.
Yeah, that's that one's.
And its results aren't treated as proof that someone committed a crime.
Well, they
understand. You know what I mean? They're not dumb. They know.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But they put it in the file.
Dot every I, cross every T.
Yeah. So, as they keep adding all this shit, and they're basically like, okay, can it be verified? Does independent evidence support it? Would it stand up in court?
Mm-hmm.
And if it does, then they add it to the file.
Oh, okay. I see that. Okay.
Now, they keep saying the same name.
Mm-hmm.
They believe they're identifying a pattern.
Mm-hmm.
But they really can't answer the one question that matters the most, which is, can they prove it?
Yeah, wow.
And for years, of course, the answer has remained the same. No, they fucking can't. Okay.
That had been hard as an investigator.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh my God, I'm so... And you're not.
Right. So for years, investigators, they've been limited by the technology available when these crimes occurred.
Yes.
And in 1979, DNA, of course, wasn't part of everyday criminal investigations.
Mm-mm.
And even by the early 1980s, the DNA thing is very much in its infancy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, evidence that might someday identify an offender often couldn't be analyzed or wasn't recognized as potentially useful in the moment.
Okay, that makes sense.
But as forensic science advanced through the 90s and, of course, into the 2000s, we started seeing a lot of cold case investigations across the country reopen evidence lockers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because the shit that once seemed insignificant suddenly, all of a sudden, has the potential to answer questions that they've been asking for decades. And this case is no exception.
Right.
So Jackie and her team, they go back and they review every single piece of physical evidence that still existed.
Mm.
So some evidence had been consumed during earlier testing. Some had deteriorated with age.
Mm-hmm.
And other items simply hadn't survived the passage of time, of course.
Right.
Which is one of the unfortunate realities of these older investigations.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, storage standards back then weren't what they are today.
No.
At all.
No human.
No one back then was thinking about genetic genealogy and shit,
Oh, hell no.
No one's imagining DNA profiles would someday identify offenders like decades after a crime.
That wasn't even a thought,
But they still went in there.
Yeah, they still had to,
try to
crack it open.
Yeah, try to get what they can.
Mm-hmm.
And they carefully examined what remained.
That is good.
Yeah. And, of course, they were hoping to get some kind of usable DNA because, while it can identify a person, it can also certainly exclude people.
That's true. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as the DNA technology continued improving, of course, another breakthrough began changing cold case investigations, which was genetic genealogy.
Yeah.
Because, eventually it wasn't just about developing DNA anymore. It's about figuring out who the fuck that DNA belongs to.
Yes.
So instead of searching for an exact match inside a criminal DNA database like CODIS, which we know exists today, back then, and again, like circling back to Kohberger, because this is how they fucking figured out with him.
Yep.
They can compare an unknown DNA profile against genealogy databases where individuals have voluntarily uploaded their DNA for family history research.
Mm-hmm.
So, the goal isn't necessarily to identify the person who left the DNA. The goal is to identify relatives.
Exactly.
Like maybe a second cousin, maybe a third cousin, maybe a father.
Right.
So, and then from there, they can begin building family trees and tracing generations forward until they arrive at someone who fits the circumstances of the case. Which is fucking crazy. It sounds almost unbelievable.
And it almost sounds like a sci-fi episode.
Yeah,
right.
but honestly, by the late 2010s, this process has solved murders that have remained unsolved for 40 and 50 fucking years.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And the most well-known example, of course, was the identification of the Golden State Killer.
Isn't that bizarre?
Right?
I mean, yay. That is so awesome. But like, you wouldn't have thought that at the very beginning of all those heinous crimes.
So, of course, they still have this big obstacle, which is that investigative genetic genealogy isn't magic. It can't create DNA where there isn't any.
Correct.
And it certainly can't repair evidence that's already been destroyed.
Correct.
And it also cannot identify someone if there isn't a usable biological sample to begin with. So all of this shit still depends on the evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And, they just really fucking hope that, there's
something.
Yeah. Is there anything that modern science can do more with than it could 20 years ago?
Right.
Of course, sometimes that answer was yes. A lot of times it was yes. Other times, the evidence simply doesn't really have anything left to give.
Mm-hmm.
And that's got to be one of the hardest realities of working a cold case, because scientific advances create incredible possibilities, but they can't overcome evidence that no longer exists.
Yeah.
So
that's a stumbling block for sure.
Yeah. So let's get to, where does this case actually stand today?
Oh, yeah, let's find out.
Because it's easy to hear all of this and assume that, it either got solved or that law enforcement quietly gave up. And neither is true.
So it's still unsolved.
Officially, the murders of Kristen David, Christina Nelson, and Brandy Miller, along with the disappearances of Christina White and Stephen Persall, remain open investigations to this day.
Whoa.
No one has ever been charged. No one has ever stood trial.
Oh my God.
Despite decades and decades of work, they've never publicly announced that they have enough evidence to prosecute anybody.
Oh my God.
And that has to be frustrating for these families. It's going to be frustrating for the detectives too.
Yeah.
Or really anyone who's spent any amount of time following this fucking case.
Yeah. Thinking, oh my God, you've got so much in front of you. Too bad it didn't all give you a conclusion. Damn.
Yeah. So while they were pretty sure that this Lance Voss character, is the perpetrator in these things, they just could never prove it.
Damn.
Ever. Yeah.
I thought for sure you were going to say this is the man. This is the guy. This is, you didn't let her go home. Oh God.
Yeah, no. I wish that I could say that, eventually they finally fucking figured out it was this dude. And, charged him, arrested him when he was 86 years old. And even though he wasn't going to live long, at least justice was served. But no, he moves out of Washington.
Okay.
To several different places. I think he ends up in Virginia and then eventually settles in Utah where he dies.
Oh.
And that was just a few years ago.
Oh my God. So now
they're 99.9% sure this dude fucking did this shit.
And now I can't ask it.
Because you can't be connected in all these things. It's just too, even if it is circumstantial, you're in this one, you're in this one, you're in this one, you're in this one. There's 5 different fucking things that your name is attached to.
Yeah, that's too.
You are the luckiest son of a bitch ever in that you didn't get caught for this shit. Or you are the most unluckiest son of a bitch in that you had the misfortune of being connected to all these different fucking disappearances and murders.
I don't think it's
what I mean?
The second one.
Yeah. No, the likelihood of that is just too astronomical.
Yeah. No, there's no.
Yeah.
But of course, that's easy for me to sit here and,
Now, I'm allowed to speculate.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not saying that any of this fucking shit happened for sure. But I think he killed that kid back in the day when he was a YMCA counselor and got a taste for it. Tried to live a normal life. Opportunity presents itself again, and maybe he wasn't trying to live a normal life. Maybe he was doing other shit that we don't know about.
That
you know what I mean? That he did,
discovered.
that's just not connected to this shit yet. Like, what about fucking his Navy years? What about all this shit? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, where the fuck was he? What was he doing?
That's a good question.
Here's what I know. He's dating this girl's mom that he eventually marries.
Yeah.
He's living with her a lot.
Yeah.
But he still has his own home. And that home is located in between the points of where Christina called her mother and where she actually lived.
Oh.
Weird, right? So.
Damn. Yeah.
So I
That would
think.
have made it a little convenient to be able to.
I don't think she ever left that house at all. I think somehow the whatever happened to her happened inside there. He concealed and got rid of what he needed to do. Is working with Stephen. Decides that he's going to unalive Stephen. Christina and Brandy walking by. It happened to go into the theater for something. Stumble across him doing something to Stephen, or vice versa, where Stephen came back and stumbled in on, which is probably more likely because these killers, they have their preferences. And if it was females, it probably was females. And Stephen could just be like
one of those odd ducks. And
you know what I mean? The non-intended target.
Oh.
Wrong. You just kind of.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh, my brain is just spinning.
So yeah, he probably unalived Christina and Brandy. He probably was the one behind fucking the other Kristen that got dismembered in the Snake River.
But I was kind of thinking about how we were talking to Kohlberger and being able to take the DNA and compare it. I'm curious if there's anybody who's still looking into these cases and maybe finding out if Lance, had any children anywhere, or if he has any siblings, or if any of them have ever been, DNA tested to a point where maybe they could start bringing that closer to.
Right.
I don't know. I'm not obviously I'm not a detective. Obviously I don't work in law enforcement, but this was just a thought, that just ran through my brain. Like maybe somehow with that information or that technology, something can just become more of an answer than a question for these families. I don't know. I always have hope for them in the end. I really do.
There's a lot of questions still sitting here. And they're not even conspiracy theories. They're actual investigative questions. You know what I mean? Like, look at her bicycle. The bike that's disappeared with her and has never been recovered.
Yeah, how do you do that?
I find it fascinating because it suggests somebody had to make a decision. Do you know what I mean? Do you leave it? Do you hide it nearby? Do you transport it somewhere else entirely? It's not something you can just tuck under your arm and walk off with.
No, unless you're a giant.
Yeah,
no,
if it's not in that neighborhood somewhere, somebody had to fucking move it. And yet there's nothing. There's no recovery. No kid finding it in the woods. No rancher stumbling across it years later. There's fucking nothing. And same for Stephen.
That's so bizarre. Yeah, all his belongings, his paycheck. Yeah. So many things still.
And also, and just, let's play devil's advocate a little bit.
Yeah.
If they're so sure that these cases are connected, why did the offender's victim selection change so much?
Between the ages?
Yeah, because it's a 12-year-old, 22-year-old college student, two young women walking together. than a 35-year-old man.
Were they all just?
But again, I really think that Stephen was the outlier.
Right.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Mm-hmm. So then, do we think that all of these were just like convenient for him?
Well, I don't think that the age has anything to do with it.
No.
When you look at the name,
I think it's just the females.
Well, it's the name.
Yeah.
3 of them are Christina or Kristen or some version of that name.
Who was the one in Chicago? Did we get a name with that one?
No.
Oh.
Minor. Sealed.
Oh. Yeah, you're right. Now I want to dig into his family to see, was that mom's name? Was mom horrible? Did he have a babysitter with that name? A sibling?
I would almost guarantee.
I know. All these things. Oh my goodness gracious.
So, yeah.
Well, damn on him for dying.
Christina, Kristen, and Christina. One with a C, one with a K. And then there's Jackie, a.k.a. Brandy.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, Brandy was in town visiting.
Yeah,
and was going with.
So maybe she was just also...
Again, yeah, maybe not the one.
That was intended.
Maybe this dude just like, nah, fucking can't stand people named Christina.
Well, now.
Because you know what I mean? Like, they're all fucking idiot fucking shitbag fuckers anyway. You know what I mean? Like, with fucking the most bizarre fucking reasoning.
As of to why they want to unalive people.
Exactly. Like, who knows? I don't pretend to fucking understand, like, how victims are chosen or why they fucking do the things they do.
No, I mean, I can barely choose a burger when I go into a restaurant. So.
All I know is that they do have reasons. And whether we understand them or not, you know what I mean? Like, it makes sense to them.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's weird. 3 of the fucking almost exact same names.
Yeah.
I think that is the pattern that maybe should get looked at more so than one was 12, one was a college student. Right, that part don't matter to me so much as the fact that they all had very similar fucking names. They all lived in the same fucking town. And they all fucking had the unfortunate fucking...
To come across him.
To come across this fucking Lance Voss dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, this dude's dead. Never got charged. Whether or not he's guilty, no one will ever know. I mean, well, hopefully we'll know eventually.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's some kind of new breakthrough in science and allows us to be like, oh, yeah. That fucking was Lance Voss for sure.
Right.
You know what I mean? But until then, fucking... This has been open since 1979, and it's going to remain open.
Yeah.
Unless we can get down there and find this girl's remains and or her bicycle, one of the two.
Yeah, but, exactly.
I mean, fucking the odds of that are beyond astronomical.
Yeah, they're pretty slim.
I got a better chance of growing a tail spontaneously as I sit here. Fuck, I'd love that, though. God, I want a tail so bad.
Yeah.
You fucking, like most people are like, oh, if you could pick one superpower, what would it be? And everybody's like, oh, I want to fly. No, I want to be invisible. Fuck all that. I want a goddamn tail.
You want a tail?
I mean, like, why would I want to fly? I can get on a goddamn plane and go somewhere.
That's true.
Being invisible, like, what are you, fucking creepy? The only people who choose invisibility are secretly fucking, like, creepy fucking people that want to watch other fucking people and not fucking have them know that they're being watched.
Okay, that makes my skin
So don't trust it. Like, that's how you figure out who's fucking weird. Like, hey, what would you rather do? Be invisible or be able to fly? Anyone who says be invisible, walk the fuck away. And if you're listening and you choose invisibility, that's you. That's you, you gross little fuckers. No, just playing.
What if I...
Oh, man, I'd do so much with the tail.
Yeah.
I'd be able to, like, think of it. You could have your hands full, but the tail could still do shit for you. Because it'd be fully functional. You know what I mean? Like, I would want it to be able to, like a monkey's tail, like prehensile.
Okay.
It absolutely is functional. You know what I mean? Like, it can grab onto things.
Oh.
Imagine being able to, like, put a banana in your mouth while you're reading a book. Or fucking dangle from a tree and grab some dude's hat as a joke. I don't fucking know what you want to get up to with your tail. I know what I do with mine.
I was thinking that I could just reach things out on a high shelf because
that too.
I'm vertically challenged.
You have a stool no matter where you go. All you gotta do is just lean back on your tail. You know what I mean? Like, you don't got to worry about having a seat. Nothing.
Oh.
Now,
okay.
You got fucking kids in fucking high school still, just like me. You know what I mean? Like, think of how good a tail would come in at like a fucking
I could just slap
game
people.
or a concert. You know what I mean?
And me, I'm over here. I just slap people with it.
Shit. Pestering other parents.
Was that a fly? I don't know.
Be fucking great. But yeah, long story short.
Yeah.
Tails are in.
Okay.
I want
invisibility is
tails.
out.
It's going to be. Tails are in. Tails are hot. I want a tail. Don't trust people who say they want invisibility.
Invisibility.
Like, why, you fucking weirdo? Mm-hmm. Trying to watch me.
What if
you trying to sneak a peek at my bits? You trying to look at my lumps?
What if I wanted the superpower to walk through walls?
Well, yeah.
Then I would never have to be embarrassed about hitting a door again.
There you go.
I'm kidding. That would not. No, I don't want that as a superpower. No. I just want to get like a go-go gadget. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the conclusion of this
still
crazy
open.
Ass fucking case.
Still open.
3
still
episodes
lots of
later.
questions.
Yeah. So, if you're listening, you lived around that area back then.
And you know something.
Fucking give a call. Don't call us.
No, don't call us.
We can't help you.
No. Lewis Clark Valley.
Yeah, but call, the property authorities down in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them what you know.
Yeah.
Even if you think it ain't going to help, maybe it is help. Maybe you're the dude or female, one of the cool cats that's sitting on the information that's going to bust this thing wide open.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Probably not, but you never know.
You never know. Little encouragement goes a long way.
So that's our show for this evening. We hope you enjoyed it, and we look forward to next week when we bring you something brand new, but probably equally as awful.
Hey, listeners, need a break? If you're looking to step away from the heavier cases for a bit, be sure to check out our palate cleansing Mini Pines episodes, hosted by Becca. No murder. Just history, haunts, and strange stories from all across the Pacific Northwest. It's the same eerie atmosphere you love, just a little lighter, a little weirder, and sometimes even a little fun. New Mini Pines episodes drop every other Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you're not quite ready to leave the woods, but you want something a little different, tune in to Mini Pines, right here on Shadows in the Pines. Because even without the darkness, the Pines still have stories to tell. If you enjoyed today's episode, we'd really appreciate it if you'd take just a second to like, follow, subscribe, and share the show. It might seem like a small thing, but it honestly makes a huge difference. Every follow, every share, every rating, and every recommendation helps more people discover Shadows in the Pines and allows us to keep bringing you the stories that deserve to be told. If you know someone who's as fascinated by true crime and the mysteries of the Pacific Northwest as you are, send this episode their way. Word of mouth is still one of the biggest reasons podcasts grow, and your support means more to us than you know. Thanks for listening, thanks for being here, and thanks for helping us keep Shadows in the Pines growing.
Thank you.